So welcome to another video from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander.
And I'm Grant.
And today we're doing our WBC 2019 debrief. We've just spent 3.5 days here in, it's in Champion, Pennsylvania.
Western Pennsylvania, somewhere.
It's a ski lodge, Seven Springs Mountain Resort up in the mountains.
Which is really a picturesque setting.
It's a very cool setting. So if you don't know, WBC, it's the Board Game Players Association, BPA, World Board Gaming Championships,
yes.
WBC.
Yeah, that was good.
That's technically
Say that
the
again,
title.
one more time.
It's World Board Gaming
Nope, you screwed it up.
Board Game Players Association, World Board Gaming Championships.
Yeah.
Okay, I think. So
2019.
And it goes on for like over a week.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of time.
It's what we can do.
The last weekend of it, where you get some of the last big hurrahs and things like that. So they hold a lot of tournaments,
yes.
World Board Gaming Championships, right?
And tournaments for games like B-17 Queen of the Skies and MBT from GMT and
World at War.
World at War. I mean,
Empire of the Sun, like big war games. There's other tournaments for like Castles of
for the
Burgundy.
people.
There's there's other
there's
small
Euro
tournaments as well.
type.
But like, there's pretty hardcore wargaming that goes on here. And it's about, I don't know exactly, but I've heard differing numbers. Anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 people attend.
Yeah. I would believe that. I think that's about right.
I think so, yeah. It's not a huge place, but there's a good amount of people, and they're all playing war games, and it's a beautiful sight to see.
It is.
That was my favorite thing last year was we'd never been, and it was seeing all the games we play being played by other people. That was very nice.
Well, and I remember last year, the moment we walked into the open gaming hall, I was just immediately energized and excited, and I got that same feeling on Wednesday evening. We walked in at about 5:30, and I just thought, this is so awesome.
Yeah, you want to walk down the rows, you don't want to interrupt people, be like, that game's awesome, that game's awesome, that
we
game's
love this
awesome,
game.
that
It's
game's
so fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
And this is a very relaxed convention. It's not huge. We go to some of the other really big ones where it's a lot of hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about this. It's very personal as well, I feel.
Yep.
We met...
Sorry, I'm yawning.
It's very
It's not
late.
because of what you're saying. I'm just... We're still in our hotel room in
You couldn't tell from the wood
Pennsylvania.
paneling.
Yeah, we decided we wanted to shoot this tonight so that we didn't have to tomorrow.
Yes.
Because we're blitzed.
We'd be even more bleary-eyed tomorrow. But it's a really dope convention because everyone is just having a blast. And you can meet so many people here.
Well, and it's not just people, right? It's war gamers who have been playing for many, many, many years. Remember that guy we talked to tonight when we were using the facilities in the second store?
He was playing 1776?
He was playing 1776. He said he's organized a tournament for I thought he said 12 years. And I think this event's been going on for 30?
It's a lot.
Something like that. But he's like 12 years, and he mentioned there's about 12 people that play, and this year 4 or 5 of them couldn't come. But you can just see the passion that the people have.
And that game was old.
Oh, it's the Victory Game 1776 from 1970.
And like you said, it's people love these games and play them and have been playing them for years.
Yep.
And it's nice to see that.
And I talked to him. I can't remember his name. But I talked to him, and you could feel the passion. You could see the love of the game in his eyes. You could actually see that he was...
Steve.
Was it Steve? You could see that he was sad that his friends weren't there, that couldn't come. And, he was like, well, next year you could play in the tournament, and you could vote this game up. And I said, you know what? I think I might, because I want to play this game. So that's what I love about it. It's seeing people love the same games or style of game that they've loved since they were kids or 25, 30 years ago, and now they come back to get with friends that they've played with year after year after year to play again. And it's just so cool.
Yeah, it's nice. And it was cool. This is our second year coming, and so we made a lot of friends last year, and we got to see all of them again. And then we met some new people.
Yep.
We met John C., who watches our channel. We
came
hung out
from
with
the
him.
Philippines. He's been here for a month and a half.
Yeah, he went to Consim, he came to this, we met him, but I've interacted, people...
Great chap.
he comments on a lot of videos and
Yeah.
I respond, so
And
I
he's a-
interact with him a lot, and
Yep.
I've met him a real person, and we played Gandy together.
Well, we played Gandy together. We ate dinner together. It was a great time. We had a great time.
And we played with Joe McLaughlin. He's one of our patrons.
Yep.
So these are people that I talk to in our Slack channel.
Yeah.
And just meeting them playing a game with these people.
Yeah,
it's just so cool. Everything's so relaxed, and that's awesome.
well, and then even above and beyond that, all the designers you get to meet.
That's really awesome.
We talked to guys like Sean Drulinger and Keith Tracton and Mark Herman. We played a game with Mark Herman. Again, the second time we played a game with him.
Did you win that?
I did. I wasn't going to say anything about it.
You're now 2-0 against Mark Herman.
Well, it's one of those distinctions that I think I never want to play with him again because I don't want to. That's something I don't know that many people can say.
I don't want to tarnish that record.
And it's not that I'm good at games. It's just I played the MVA and the Fall of Saigon, and it all worked out. You were right there too.
What's funny
and it's like,
is we played that, and last year we played Versailles. And you won both.
I felt like last year
and then he changed the rules.
I know
because of the playtest versions.
I remember
He's
that.
Like, I can't have you win again.
Yeah,
we changed them.
but anyway, I saw John Butterfield. We talked a little bit. You talked to Ben Hull.
Yeah, and I don't know about you.
And Greg Smith.
I fanboy with a lot of these people.
And I do too.
Like I had Ben Hull sign my rule book to Fields of Fire.
Well, you had Greg Smith sign all your rule books. You had Mark Herman.
So I'm walking around with a stack of paper.
You had other ones. Sal Vasta was here last year, but he wasn't here this year.
I know.
You brought Unconditional Surrender, and
the other ones were for reading. But yeah, but all of these guys who design the war games, you've seen their names on boxes. They're here. Some of them are demoing new games.
But a
lot of them are just playing games as well.
And they're all more than willing to talk to you.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be courteous about it. You can't walk up and totally interrupt them. You got to kind of take your time, but they're more than willing to talk to you. They're more than willing to share with you. They're more than willing to if they have time, they'll probably even show you some stuff.
Well, a lot of the time, that's what they're here for.
Yeah,
they
want
to things to show people.
But
it's a huge demo hall for that. Oh, it's awesome.
But it's just crazy. And then this year, the other thing that we did is we hung out in the exhibit hall a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We talked to Tom Russell from Hollandspiel, an amazing chap.
Yes.
We played one of his unreleased games called Westphalia. That was a blast. A 6-player only.
Yes.
Only 6 players.
An entirely unique game in that sense.
Negotiation war game. And it was a blast. I won that one as well. I tied with another guy.
Yeah, that one's
me and the
winners.
Dutch won.
Yes, that was that.
So,
yes,
interesting. But you see, we talk to Mark Holt Walker all the time. We talk to Grant and Mike Wiley, David Heath.
There's almost for us where we're doing interviews and things. There's almost too much to do.
Well, we could literally do 8 or 10 interviews a day. I think.
Yeah.
We talked to John Paniski. I forgot him, but just Tony Curtis from GMT.
Yeah,
we've
just
dealt
met
with him a
him.
lot, and we met him, and he was so busy he didn't have much time, which was fine.
He was working.
But so there's so many of these levels. It's the people, the designers, the games, the publishers. It's all here, and I've never experienced that at any other con that we've ever gone to. Now, Origins is similar.
But Origins is also much bigger as well.
Well, but it's smaller in some ways because there's not many wargamers there.
Yeah.
But, so anyway, if you are looking for the Disney World, I think, the Disney World of wargaming, it is WBC. I don't think there's any question.
All of these other places have their, GMT's got a little con, yes, Consim, which is small.
Compass has got one.
But WBC,
MMP's got one.
Everyone comes.
Yeah.
And it's an absolute riot.
Well, we also, and I've always been amazed by this, we got to talk to Joe Chacon.
Yes.
Tom Holliday. We picked up Joe Chacon's new game, Front Towards Enemy.
Which,
it just looks amazing.
It looks very, very good.
But I'm amazed that we're able to talk to these guys, and they are genuine people.
Yes.
They just want to talk about their games. They want to talk about games in general. But you're never going to have that experience going. We go to Gen Con every year because we love Gen Con.
Yeah, that's for fun. For games. We just play stuff.
And you don't see that. You don't. It's just a mob.
Yeah.
It's just a mob that runs
40,000
around.
people and
thronging. I mean, it's 85,000 degrees, and
yeah.
The weather here in Western Pennsylvania has just been beautiful.
It was very nice this year.
So I think you're seeing that we really like it. But the reason we like it is the connections.
Yes.
The ability to connect and to forge those relationships. You know, Dan Pancaldi from No Enemies Here.
Wargaming News.
How often did we hang out with him? At least a couple hours a day.
This was his first ever convention.
Yeah.
And he drove down from Canada.
Yeah.
Which, if you watch his videos, I didn't know he was Canadian.
Well, you would think he's from Brooklyn, New York.
Right.
But he's Italian.
But we met up with him, and it was cool we played a couple games with him.
Yep.
And just
had a good time.
Just to meet people who we interact with and see.
Yep.
And we play playing the games with their designers.
Yeah.
We see his videos. He works with us, and it was cool just to meet in real life.
Yeah. And for us, it's a little bit of work as well. You know, we're here doing our second job that doesn't really pay us any money. You know, and we spend monthly 100 hours, I mean, give or take, between the two of us, reading rules and clipping and writing blog posts and doing videos and playing games. I mean, we spend a lot of time.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't, because our wives will watch this and start realizing how many hours. They still love us.
Let's not quantify that.
Yeah, but they still love us, and
like,
they still look forward to us coming home, I think. But, you know, it's such a good opportunity for us when we come here to share so much with you on what's happening. I mean, I think we have 11, 12 videos.
Yeah, there's a lot of interviews. I think I've posted... By the time we're recording this, I've put 2 up already.
Yeah.
And there's a whole week's worth of stuff
So, I mean,
as well.
over the
at
next
least.
2 weeks, you're going to see interview after interview after interview with designers. Bill Molyneux. Today we talked about his new game coming. I mean, it just never ends. And there was others that we could have
done twice
with.
as many, but it's just a time thing.
Well, we ran out of time. We were hacked. I mean, I'm so tired right now I can barely think.
Yes.
But it's just a blast. What I would urge you to do, if you've ever had an inkling to try to go to a convention, I would urge you to go to WBC because I think it's so approachable.
Absolutely.
You're not going to be intimidated. You're always going to be intimidated. I'll retract that statement. But
if you can get a couple of you together, where you're not just walking in and being like, oh, how do I navigate this maze?
Well, and then there's people like I am. How many people did we? 20 people that kind of came up to us. We talked to. They'd been watching our videos. Yeah. We love those people. I mean, so we'll talk to you. We don't bite. You put a tweet out. Yeah, we don't bite.
You can flag me down anytime. More than happy to have a chat.
I mean,
and it was very cool to just meet so many people who
who
interacted with us.
Who like what we do in some way, shape, or form.
Yes, so that's nice as well.
And we'll hand out buttons and stickers and take a picture and you know. But it's a great time. So if you ever have had an inkling of coming, you know, for us it's a 6-hour trip. It takes a 6-hour drive for us. It costs us each about $300 to $400, you know, to come here to get room and food and board and that kind of thing. But get 2 or 3 of your buddies together and come here and play war games because it's dope.
Yes,
it is dope.
And they're all doing it. You're in a room of people. There were so many people that played Gandhi over the past 4 or 5 days that I saw.
As we were playing it.
Yes.
You know, we were playing it, and we saw 5, 6, 7, 8 other people playing it.
And then
it's a good game.
This just came out, and there were so many people playing it, shrieking, like learning that, playing that.
Ours is opened, and we looked through it, but we didn't have a chance to play it.
But it looks very, very good.
Oh my gosh,
so good.
So let's talk a little bit about what we picked up.
We have a lot here. So we have Devils to Pay, which is the first ever boxed game from Tiny Battle Publishing. This is day 1 of Gettysburg.
By Herman Lutman.
Herman Lutman, and it's a modified blind sword system, so you know you're going to get a riot in a small box. So that's one that we're excited for as well.
And really actually a high quality production for a small game.
It's their first ever boxed game, so
I know you have concerns about the map. You know, but it's functional.
That's a taste thing, that's all.
It's a taste thing.
It works, it's no big deal. What else we have? We have from Decision Games, because of the anniversary of D-Day, they released a folio series, and I cracked one of these open and looked through it.
Yeah.
It's a I don't know the size.
Yeah, I don't know the scale, but it's maybe
it's a 17 by 22 map, so it's nice and small, half a sheet of counters.
Paper map.
Very, very nice playable game. But this is Utah Beach. They've got Gold, Juno, Sword, and Omaha.
Yeah, playing time is 1 to 2 hours, so you've got all 4 beaches.
You can put them all together and play them all, but it's designed, you buy this, and you play a little game of D-Day.
Right.
That's neat, and they look really nice. And it's a folio, and it's got the rules, but they've got nice
they have
artwork
cards
in there
or
as well.
something in them too?
Not in these.
Okay.
Ones. But there's like history and stuff in there.
Yeah.
These are really dope. And they also just released Bleeding Kansas, which is a John Paniski title. This is Civil War, and he loves this game. I know he designed it, but he's like, you'll have fun with this.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be a very fun game.
And it looks like a Euro game. It has colored cubes on a map.
I don't know if it's area control, but
It's
area
card
movement
driven.
kind of a thing.
We did an interview with John on the blog, so go ahead and read that. But I've been interested in Bleeding Kansas since I heard about it about a year ago.
And Decision, they're kind of like a named title sponsor of WBC.
They are.
So they've got this big booth up, and they've got a lot of games.
And we saw
up there.
Doc. We talked to Doc, and I also saw a magazine game by John Paniski called, I think it was Banana Wars.
It's in development.
Right.
I think that's going to come next year.
In the next,
But that looks very cool.
it looks very interesting.
What else?
Alexander broke down and bought Root.
I picked up Root. This is thanks to the Slack channel for our patrons. They've been raving about Root, and I'm like, I'll just get it. I'll just buy the bullet. So I did.
Yeah.
I was probably going to buy it at Gen Con, but they had it here, so I'll do it.
Well, and everyone we talk to about it says it's like a coin game. But we always say, have those people actually played a coin game, and do they really know what it is?
I think what they mean is
asymmetrical.
It's asymmetrical,
Four
and you're
factions.
all doing different things.
Yeah. So we'll play it. I'm not going to knock it until I try it. I will say it's awful damn cute. And I don't say that word very often. I mean, look at that fox.
Yes.
The little bird archer.
But it's cutthroat.
Yeah, it's supposedly I'm coming after you and I'm going to burn you down.
And I also picked up a dice tower.
Which, I was going to buy one, but
I've been looking for a dice
out.
tower for years.
It was
had a great price.
$35.
Yeah, this is from C4 Labs. Good price, good looking sturdy thing that folds away.
The sound of the dice coming down that is like music to my ears.
I love it. I love it. You've got some Compass games over here.
Yeah, so we picked up Bar-Lev, the 1973 Arab-Israeli war. Brand new. I think it just started shipping this month.
And this is the deluxe third edition of this
It
game,
is,
so they've really pimped it out. I don't think we've ever played Arab-Israeli war.
We have not.
So this is a very new thing for
New
us.
subject. Sorry, that's the highway. So, but yeah, it looks really good. I'm interested in it.
Yes.
I want to give it a try. We also got from Compass Fortress Europa, which is also a signature designer edition. I don't know what edition this is, maybe second. But anyway, it kind of reminds me a lot of Unconditional Surrender in the counter density.
Yeah, it's low counter density.
So I mean, I'm looking forward to approaching that because I think it's approachable.
And I think the designer's signature edition is the ones they're redoing. So
they are.
That's what their Bitter Woods a few years ago was.
Yes.
France 1944 by Mark Herman. That's going to be part of that series. It's
Yep.
Taking these old games and making a new one for us.
Making them deluxe.
And then we also purchased...
Yeah, we purchased... go ahead.
It's Commands and Colors Tricorn, The American Revolution.
And why did we buy this one?
So, we bought this one because I think it's pretty much the only one of the Commands and Colors series we hadn't played.
Other than Battle Cry.
Other than the original Battle Cry. And I wanted to... They had a great deal on the price. That's a big
price
part
was
of it.
fantastic. This is a lot of wood.
Yes, it's a very
high quality game.
And we've played a lot of them, and eventually we're going to play this and we'll get Battle Cry because we wanted to do a big kind of a ranking video or like a...
Of all the systems.
Kind of like we did for the coins. Which one's our favorite? Which ones do we like the most? Which one's got the coolest theme? That kind of stuff as well. And this is one that was just... It was getting a hold of it and couldn't pass up.
And this is also one, if you read my ranking of the 7 or 8 seven Revolutionary War games that we've played together. One of them we didn't play together. I played with someone else.
Yes.
But this was one that I had not played yet. So we got it. We're going to play it.
And they were handing out the Kickstarter bonus scenarios as well when I purchased that. So that was
always
pretty nice
good
of
thing.
them. They whipped that out.
We also have in front 2 games that we actually received just before we came and we brought with us to play.
So Gandhi, we played this. Ooh, very, very good.
It is so different of a coin game. I loved it.
It was very good.
I mean,
I liked it a lot.
It had all the basic, similar elements. The only faction that felt like factions from previous games were the government, the Raj.
I felt like the the revolutionaries were a bit.
They
a
were
bit more
similar,
like it too,
but we played the non-violent factions,
And
the
it was-
Muslim League and the Indian Congress.
I mean, it's not take your coin hat off, but it's like
Think
turn
differently
your coin hat around
and think differently.
Like you can't, you're doing different things.
Yeah.
But it was really fun and a beautiful looking game.
And it
too.
was it came down to the end and was very close. And actually, our patron
Joe
won. He
Yep.
won with the Raj. I came in second. I had met my victory condition, but I was I one shy of him or two?
He was quite far ahead.
Was he?
Yeah, he had
Maybe he was like
he had a 4 or 5
6.
point margin.
Okay.
Yeah, he kind of crushed.
So it was interesting. We really had a great experience. That we actually shot that review video at the table. It's not a review. It's a first thoughts because we had just played it then.
Yes,
But Joe and
John.
Sorry, I'm starting to lose names now,
It's
which
late.
is sad. But Joe and John shot the video with us, the review, and then we also played Tranquility Base with Dan Pancaldi.
That's at the bottom of this deck. They can't see that.
Yeah.
But it's that's like a it's like a
Guy at the
science
bottom.
history game. It's a reprint of History in Action. It's put out by Worthington.
It's not a war game.
No, that's it's a kind of a space race game.
Yep.
Moving around,
Hand
trying to
management.
do missions, card play.
Yeah.
That's a
Just fun.
neat little game that they've put.
We
out
enjoyed
there
that.
as
We
well.
shot that review with Dan.
Yes.
From the table, which was fun. So yeah, we got to play a couple of games. We played a couple of other
And we
games.
played Fall of Saigon with Mark Herman as well.
So great.
And I played a few rounds of Western Front Ace.
Yep.
With Greg Smith.
I sat there and watched because it's a solo game, but
it's
that
so
was
good.
that was really good.
And playing it with Greg is the best.
Well-
Well, he's so gregarious and he just.
Greg Smith is he's
one of a
really
kind.
good person, and we've made a connection with him. And we spent about 2 hours with him, and I wanted to spend more time, but we had so much other things going on.
He gave
But
us.
Yeah.
This is your first look,
that is actually, he said that was the final version of the cover.
and you got it signed.
I
And
did.
This is gonna
I'm
get
going
framed
to
on
put
the
it
wall.
in a frame and put it on my game room wall. But America Bomber, Evil Queen of the Skies. If you remember, we did an interview with Greg. I think it was around Christmas time. Posted it on the written blog. But yeah, it was really great to see that. It's gorgeous. Really gorgeous.
And then we had I think the last thing we've got here. This is the rulebook, which is very much pre-production. As you can tell, it's in a binder.
Playtest,
This
yeah.
is Beneath the Med.
Yep.
Which is his Italian solo war game.
Based on the Silent Victory Hunters Hunted system.
He showed us that last year. He's been working on
Yep.
it for a while, and we were done. It was the end of the con, so he handed me that playtest copy. So I've got that. And then he was like, "These are the updated rules." And he was like, "Well, you're the only other person in the world who has this.
So here's an updated.
So here's the updated rules." So
and you've got it. You've punched around with it a couple of times.
This is at my desk at work, and I
Yeah.
play it at lunchtime sometimes. So
Yeah.
that's cool. I'll do some more on that.
What else? You got some rule books signed.
I got some rule books because I'm a nerd.
Greg Smith, Mark Herman,
The guys from Brave Little Belgium,
Ryan Howman, and
we
Dave
played
Shaw.
their new game.
Yeah, we did. White Eagle Defiant, which
Yes.
is Poland, 1939. So just the Nazis have pushed into Poland, and
it's them racing across.
They're testing out blitzkrieg and attacking, and then the Soviets can come in if certain conditions are met. Although
And eventually they
historically,
will.
yeah, they
Because
will.
meet at the
right.
where the land's seated.
The Ribbentrop
Whatever
treaty line. Yeah, that was a great little game.
It's very much in line with Brave Little Belgium, but it's a bit more intense with the rules.
A little spiced up, I think.
It's that's very introductory. This is like
Medium.
This is the silent.
It had a lot
medium.
more rules, exceptions, a lot more. Well, it had some different mechanics. It just looks
Some
really
stacking
good.
rules.
Some
and things,
stacking.
but
Yeah,
it looked cool.
So that was another one we did an interview with. There was a lot we did. John Paniski. We talked to him about Pontiac's Uprising.
That looks so cool.
Coming soon from Compass. That game's a long game though. It's like 6 to 7 hours, right, to play
If you
the
play
campaign
the full
scenario.
campaign, I don't know if you're supposed to, but it's there.
It looks good. It's one of those Native American games. I don't know. What else did we do? Westphalia we played.
That game was great. We did a lot of stuff.
We did. There was other stuff that I'm sure that
We met a lot of great people, played a lot of great
we
games.
went to lunch with Mark Herman.
Yes.
which is always amazing.
We went to lunch with Tom Holland.
We went to lunch with Tom
David
Holland,
Heath.
David Heath. Dan Pancaldi was around a lot with us, which was great.
Yes.
I just, once again, had such a great time that
Yes.
I'll want to come back next year. We were actually talking about how many days we're going to do next year, and our problem is we don't have enough vacation days. Frankly, we can't take off work because we go to other cons, we have family vacations. But, we'll probably do 3 days next year.
Yep. If
Maybe-
we can do what we did this year,
Yeah,
next year.
3.5 days. I think that's about perfect. Frankly, I'm knackered. I'm going to be honest.
Good word.
We have Gen Con starting
Next week.
If you know, Gen Con, not a war game convention.
We're making it one, though.
Well, we are. We're doing our event, right?
We've got Insurgency in Indianapolis,
Yep.
so we've got 25 to 30 wargamers coming playing games in the open gaming space. We've got T-shirts printed. It's going to be awesome.
So if you're going to be at Gen Con, and if you're so inclined, we will be in the open gaming area at Lucas Oil Stadium
Pretty much the whole of Thursday.
on Thursday. I think our first game is at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Our second game is at 4 p.m. There's going to be giveaways. I know Harold Buchanan has received games from a couple of publishers. I think C3I has provided some stuff.
Yeah, they've got a bunch
and
of door prizes and things like that.
Shout out to Roger McGowan
Yes.
with C3I. He designed our T-shirt, kind of the logo, and then the T-shirt, which is a dope T-shirt.
It's cool.
Very exciting. Harold Buchanan's going to be there. I know, like, David Thompson's going to be there. I think there's some other people there, but I don't want to say because I don't.
At least at that event, I don't know.
But we're just going to see a lot of people, and I'm
Yes.
excited. But man, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, we're gonna go home. We got 3 days of rest, and then it's Thursday and it's Gen Con. So
I frankly don't want to touch a board game or do anything for the blog this week. I'm going to be honest.
we've got a 6-hour journey home, and I'm probably gonna start stickering Tricorn.
Yeah. Well, we do need to work on a couple of those interviews.
It's true.
We
But-
talked about that.
We appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. Your support and your views help us to come here and do these things and keep us going with all this stuff. There's a lot of good interviews and videos coming in the future.
Yeah.
A lot of good reviews coming in the future as well.
You forgot this.
I didn't forget this. What I'm going to...
You weren't going to do it. Sorry.
I wasn't not going to do it.
I think
Okay.
it's so cool that you've got to talk about it.
It is. One last thing that I wanted to talk about before we kind of like just wrap this up. We talked about how this convention to me is about people, the connections we make. We met one guy on, I think it was Wednesday.
It was our first night,
It was
Wednesday.
like this, we just kind of rolled up, kind of met Dan, sat down, and we were kind of just hanging out. And a gentleman approaches us, I think his name was Michael Barnes. And he was
Salt of the earth, to be honest.
the nicest guy.
Yeah.
And he was just like, said, "Oh, I love your videos," and was appreciative of what we do. And he referenced a game called Ranger, which I reviewed a couple of years ago. It's a solitaire game, and I love that game. It is a very, very good game. Getting a hold of it's kind of difficult these days, but he started talking to me about that because he was like, "I'm never gonna play that game."
Because he's a ranger.
Because he was a
Yeah.
ranger, and he was like, "That game there's like a fake kind of ranger's manual in there," and he pulls out his ranger handbook, which he carried around in an old MRE container.
Which is so cool.
It's the most badass thing I've ever seen in
Yeah.
my life, and he like wanted to give it to me.
Yeah.
As
So
like
you
a
could see
gift.
what a real ranger
So I'm going to read
manual's
this,
like. Yeah.
and then I'm going to play Ranger, and hopefully
see.
be a hell of a lot better at that game.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
good at that game. But it's these kind of moments, to me, at that convention where people are just so real and so honest.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it lets me, it kind of reemphasizes this community is a community of people. This hobby is not just buying and collecting things.
No.
Everyone has a story. Everyone has a history, and we connect not only history but each other through games.
Well,
and it's really cool.
And it's a brotherhood. I mean, and a sisterhood. I saw a lot of female wargame players this weekend. Not a lot, but I saw several.
Yes, a lot of people playing games.
But it's a brotherhood. We're like in this together now. We never served in the military.
Nope.
Your father did.
Yeah, I come
right?
from a long line of...
And on my side, I've had multiple Marines and Army, and so, I mean, we have that connection. We have never fought for our country nor served in that capacity.
But a lot of people in this hobby have.
They have, and we respect that greatly. We appreciate that. And it was really cool to have that.
It was a very touching moment for me.
And then today, he came back and provided us with a couple of patches. Because I think he said he didn't want me to feel left out.
So he brought Airborne Special Forces patches.
I thought it was awesome because while I never played Ranger, I take it as this is us, you know. But yeah, just really cool. Sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent there, but
the tangent's there for a reason. It's because war games, whilst it is just fun, there's so much more to it than just I'm pushing some counters around.
Well, and yeah, you're very true. I don't even need to say anything else to that, frankly.
Finally, we'll get this wrapped up. Appreciate you guys for all that you do for us. Just viewing, liking, subscribing. All your patrons are so good to us.
And watching our drivel. I mean, there are times when we're recording this, I'm like, why is anybody going to sit down and watch this stuff?
Yeah, this is like a 40-minute diatribe. And
somebody does, because it'll have a lot of views, and I think that's great. And I'm glad that somebody is willing to watch and listen. I love to hear from people, hey, we like your videos. Great, because that's exactly what we try to do. We try to make them interesting and honest and upfront and straightforward, and I think I don't know, I love doing what we do.
If you take anything from this video, it's that WBC is in Pennsylvania, and they held it every year at the end of July. So if you're
Disney World of Wargaming,
anywhere close to this, and even if you're not, John C. came from the Philippines, so you got no excuse.
We drove 6 hours.
Come here, meet us, meet everyone else, and play an absolute ton of war games.
That's what it's for.
Well, thank you very much for watching. I've been Alexander.
And I'm Grant.